Now is Republican Congressman from Tennessee, Tim Burchett. He's one of the 8 Republicans who voted to remove Kevin McCarthy from the speakership. Congressman, I appreciate your time as always. To start with what we just heard, it does feel like there has been a shift from the former speaker who announced last week he was taking himself out of the running, now not really closing the door to it. Do you think there's a possibility he could return to the job?
No, I do not. From what I understand, he possibly has 5 votes in the conference, so I don't really see that as a thing. I would think that if he was truly interested in what's best for the conference and the country, that he would call those 5 and remove his name, but that yet remains to be seen.
To that point, if he has 5 votes, though, nobody is going to be able to get to the 217 needed to become the next Speaker of the House. How do you figure out a pathway?
Well, like I said, if he's serious in what his comments were, that he will call those 5 and tell them to get out. There's 30 or so for Scalise and 40 or so for Jim Jordan, from what I understand. So it'll be handled in-house, though. I totally expect us to have a speaker by Wednesday. We will come out of conference united in that, and I believe that will be the case. We won't go to the floor and have 15 votes. I don't believe we'll go through that misery again.
Why are you confident in that? Because coming out of the conference meeting last night, it didn't seem like others shared your confidence that there would be coalescing by Wednesday.
Because I know this conference. I think that the others will see the persons that are not in the majority will say, in fact, let's do what's best for the conference. I know the people that are running, Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan, are both honorable people. They're both fiscal conservatives. They understand our needs at the border. They understand the amount of money that we've been sending to Ukraine, and I think they will convey that message to the conference, and I believe they'll both unite around the person who has the most votes if they do not see a path forward.
And who do you think that person is going to be?
I don't know. I guess we'll see Wednesday. I'd like to hear their speeches today.
Will your vote be determined by who looks like of those 2 has the best chance, or do you have a specific?
No, I'm going to vote for the person I think is going to do the best for the conference. I think we've trying to get to 218 is not really governing, in my opinion. That's just kind of going with the crowd. We need to have a set agenda and we need to follow it. I think that's part of the problem in the past. We take in $5 trillion a year, yet we spend $7 trillion, and that seems to be leadership in the past has been comfortable with that, and the American public is not I doubt the people at CNN could run their company that way either. So I think we're going to see a change in direction and somebody with some clear vision that will emerge from the 2 that are actually running.
Do you believe that what's transpired in Israel over the past weekend has accelerated the effort to get a speaker actually set?
Well, we said we were going to do it by Wednesday. It was my vote to stay in all weekend and work on it, but that remains to be seen. I think that I don't know what Congress is going to do. Israel already gets about $3.4 billion. It's basically on auto check. They get it regularly from the United States government. That's already in place. The President of the United States has already sent our largest carrier, the Gerald R. Ford, which is maybe the largest one in the world. So I don't know what else Congress is going to do, maybe issue a stern warning or something like that. And there might be additional aid that we could vote for. But the president has freed up extra funds there as well.
So no regrets, given what happened in Israel over the weekend, that you are currently speakerless, that you voted to oust Kevin McCarthy?
Well, if it was such an urgency, why isn't the Senate already preparing something? The Senate, all this faux outrage at the House. I mean, good gosh, the dysfunction over there rivals anything I've seen in my life. Yet, why aren't they already preparing something for us so that when we get back in session that we could vote for it? So, what you tell me what Congress can do that's not already being done, and then we'll talk about it. But until then, I think it's just not accurate.
All right, Congressman Tim Burchett, can you promise me that if you don't have a speaker by Wednesday, we can talk about it on Thursday on the show?
We sure can, and if we are, I'll be gravely mistaken, and I'll be very upset. But I'm not going to vote to leave there after 30 minutes. I think we need to hash it out. We need to close the door and handle it.
Could be a long one. We appreciate your time as always, sir. Tim Burchett, thank you.
Thank you, brother.